TV.
And forward ever, backward never. So move ahead. Ahead, ahead.
Endelea kutazama Capuchin TV. Kitambulisho Katoliki.
Good evening and welcome to Catholic Focus. I'm Maureen Kimanindo, signed language interpreter is a charity gamer. We begin our highlights on Pope's message of the mercy at the general audience in the Vatican. During his weekly address, Pope Leo XIV reminded the faithful that God forgives without resentment, always ready to lift us up and restore trust. He pointed to Jesus as the perfect example of how we move beyond wounds without bitterness, urging believers to cultivate inner peace through compassion and grace.
Dear brothers and sisters, in our continuing catechesis on Jesus, our hope, we are meditating today on Jesus' resurrection, the very source of our faith and hope. In the giving of the Holy Spirit, Jesus entrusts the apostles with the task of being his instruments in the world. This lesson is important for each of us. God forgives us. He raises us up, and he sends us out anew. May we too be joyful witnesses of the resurrection by bringing the peace, hope, and love of Christ to a broken world.
Machakos Level 5 Hospital has set a new benchmark in public health care by conducting the first laser ablation procedure for varicose veins in a county hospital in Kenya. Health experts say the milestone not only signals a shift towards advanced, minimally invasive treatments in public facilities, but also promises more affordable care for patients who previously relied on expensive private hospitals. Onusa Yvonne has the details.
Machakos County has entered the medical history books after performing the first ever laser ablation for varicose veins in a county hospital in Kenya. Doctors at Machakos Level 5 Hospital successfully treated a patient suffering from chronic venous insufficiency using the advanced laser ablation technique. This breakthrough comes at a time when Kenya faces an acute shortage of cardiovascular surgeons. Fewer than 20 specialists serve a population of more than 50 million people. Dr. Deborah Mutile, a Machakos-based cardiovascular surgeon, explained that laser ablation is preferred because it is minimally invasive, allowing the patient to go home the same day and recover quickly.
Initially, chronic venous insufficiency, commonly known as varicose veins, was treated by venous stripping, which involved making an incision, which is a cut, and stripping out the whole vein. This comes with longer hospital stay, longer recovery time, and more complications as compared to the minimally invasive surgery. Using this minimally invasive technology, the patient is able to go home the same day, and the recovery takes a shorter period of time compared to the initial treatment.
Dr. Mutile emphasized that patients benefit from faster healing and minimal scarring, making the procedure ideal for public hospitals that want to reduce theater time and recovery periods.
We have just concluded a procedure known as laser ablation for varicose veins. This is done for patients with chronic venous insufficiency, which is commonly known as varicose veins. And most of these patients present with leg swelling and pain and chronic wounds. We are glad to be the first county hospital to perform this procedure known as laser ablation for varicose veins. Previously, this has been performed in the big hospitals and the level 6 hospitals. Because of the cost of this procedure, it's quite expensive, and partly because of the shortage we have in the number of cardiothoracic surgeons, who are about 20 serving the whole country, a population of about 55 million.
Machakos County Executive for Health Services Justus Kasivu praised the hospital team for their dedication and for introducing a service that was previously only available in high-end private facilities. He assured residents that all patients already lined up for the procedure will be attended to soon.
This is a highly specialized treatment, which is also very costly, and it has only been performed in major private hospitals. But now Machakos Level 5 becomes the first public hospital to perform this procedure. I would like to thank our medics led by Dr. Deborah Mutile for performing this procedure.
These sentiments were echoed by the hospital's medical superintendent, Dr. Daniel Katua, who described the achievement as a major milestone for public health care in the region.
We appeal to the public, anyone with problems with their veins, all vessels in the lower limbs or legs, they need to visit Machakos County Referral Hospital, and we will take care of their veins using minimally or non-invasive technology like laser, endovenous laser ablation.
Katua noted that this success demonstrates how county hospitals can deliver cutting-edge technology closer to the people, reducing referrals to national centers. Reporting for Catholic Focus, my name is Onuso Yvonne.
Moving on, the government has launched a new program introducing chess in prisons across the country with the aim of rehabilitating inmates and preparing them for reintegration into society. Lilian Kimanthi reports.
The program was officially launched at Ruiru JK Prison, spearheaded by the Kenya Prison Service in partnership with Chess Kenya and supported by global partners. The launch was presided over by Principal Secretary Salome Biako, Elijah Mwangi, and Rurelia Kipuru-Rono, who described the initiative as innovative and impactful, teaching inmates foresight, strategy, and patience.
Chess Kenya Federation has significantly advanced the introduction of chess in correctional facilities nationwide. Global evidence and broader research on education, skills training, and cognitive development consistently show that such programs significantly reduce repeat offenses.
Today translates just a simple game. It is a catalyst for changing perceptives. It symbolizes progress in lives and hinges on discipline, strategic thinking, patience, and resilience. Virtues central to both chess and correctional services.
A bit unique, and therefore you need a lot of innovativeness and discovery on how best you can do or implement the mandate that you're given.
Chess Kenya President Bernard Wanjala noted the journey began in 2021. He urges each prison to have at least 10 chess boards.
Each prison must have at least 10 chessboards. That means with the 146 prisons, we need 460 chessboards. Our plan is to have 5 players from each prison who will compete with the rest until we have the national championship.
The program also links inmates to the global stage. Through the Chess for Freedom Africa initiatives, Kenya's prisoners will compete in the online Intercontinental Chess Championship this October.
We introduced the championship for the inmates, the online championships. And so in Africa, we have very few teams that have been onboarded to be part of the online championships. And Kenya is one of those few countries.
Some inmates who master the game are retained as prison coaches, while others, once released, take chess to their communities as trainers. Reporting for Catholic Focus, I am Lilian Kimanthi.
In other news, residents of Busia County have welcomed a recent High Court ruling that prohibits hospitals from detaining the bodies of deceased patients due to unpaid medical bills, a decision they say brings long-awaited relief to grieving families across the country. Irene Dunge with that report.
Speaking in Busia town, several locals have expressed their support for the judgment, noting that many families have suffered emotional distress and delays in burying their loved ones simply because they could not afford to settle hospital bills.
Koti iliweka utu ndani yake. Wewe umekufiwa utapata wapi hizo mabilioni zote ndio tena uende utoe mwili.
Na sisi kama wananchi wa Busia tunafurahia sana kusikia uamuzi ambao koti ilifanya. Kwa hivyo sisi tunaongeza tu kusema kwamba hakika hiyo sheria iweze kutimizwa, na ili mtu anapokufa katika hospitali mwili wake uachiliwe akaenda kazikwe, ili isiwe ni kitu ambayo inasumbua jamii, inasumbua wananchi, inasumbua familia, ili waweze kuwa na stress ambayo ni mingi. Mambo haya hata saa zingine yameleta, unaona hata magonjwa yanakuwa tena kwa familia. Kwa hivyo sisi kama wananchi wa Busia tunashukuru sana mahakama.
Sasa sisi wa mama hupata stress na stroke na tunafuata wale wamefariki. Sasa zingine ni mzee amefariki na anawekwa mochari miezi 3. Mnaona mama nyumbani atakula, hatakosa kukula. Hizo miezi 3 mnangoja pesa.
Hili ni jambo ambalo limesumbua wananchi wengi sana. Sio Busia peke yake lakini Kenya nzima. Kwamba mtu akishakufa mwili unabaki kwa hospitali mpaka ulipe bill. Bill inaweza kuwa milioni 3. Sasa kama familia iliweza kusumbuka kuweza kumtibu huyu mgonjwa, na bahati mbaya huyu mgonjwa ameshakufa, na hizo pesa ambazo familia ilitumika ni nyingi, itapata wapi pesa zingine za kuweza kulipa bill?
The residents are now calling on Parliament to fast-track the process of turning the ruling into law to ensure hospitals nationwide adhere to the directive. They added that the practice of detaining bodies not only violates the rights of the deceased and their families, but also contradicts the principles of compassion and respect that should guide the healthcare sector.
Wananchi wa Busia tunalaumu sana parliament yetu. Hii kitu kwa vile koti imechukulia, waende wapitishe hii kitu na iwe sheria. Mtu akipoteza mtu yake apewe mwili kwa sababu amepata hasara. Na hii hasara nikienda mpaka kwa roho kifamilia, pengine wameuza mali yao, wamekopa, na tena kama sisi watu wa Western, mtu akikufa mkienda kusika, matanga hiyo tena ni gharama ingine hapana sema. Inatakana watu wakule ng'ombe, watu wakule makuku, watu wakule mchele. Sasa hii kitu ingine kama wamekuachilia, unaweza kwenda upambane na masishi ya marehemu. So parliament, kama hii maneno itaendelea, sisi wa Kenya tutalaumu parliament. Kama parliament wabunge wanaweza sikia.
The High Court's decision comes after years of public outcry and numerous cases where families are forced to fundraise or go into debt to retrieve the remains of their loved ones from hospital morgues. Reporting for Catholic Focus, my name is Irene Dunge.
President William Ruto has launched a multi-billion shilling development project at the Jamhuri Showground in Nairobi, signaling growing investor confidence in Kenya's economy. Let's take a look.
Officially commencement of the China and Kenya International Commerce Center.
This marks the beginning of the commercialization of facilities available to agricultural shows of Kenya, and I must commend them for the partnership they have created between the private sector and the agricultural shows of Kenya. This facility is going to be built as a joint project between the agricultural shows of Kenya and this investor, because this investor is leasing this land from the agricultural shores of Kenya, which will lead to the commercialization of the facilities we have here. And agricultural shores of Kenya is going to make 10 times the money they have been making from the use of this piece of land. That is the kind of innovation that is going to inform government operations as we go forward, so that we can unlock the big potential that exists in some of the government assets that we have that currently are not being used optimally.
In a bold show of commitment to inclusion and equal opportunity, Machakos Governor Wavinya Ndeti led a countrywide exercise to empower persons with disabilities through the distribution of bursaries and assistive devices, marking one of the county's most comprehensive disability-focused interventions to date. Our reporter Susan Bulemi with more details.
It was a day of renewed hope and restored dignity in Machakos County as Governor Wavinya Ndeti personally handed over life-changing assistive devices to dozens of residents living with disabilities. At the heart of the initiative, mobility, education, and independence.
We are delivering 74 wheelchairs tailored to need, including cerebral palsy. They are not just devices. They are bridges to independence, mobility, confidence, and self-reliance.
From wheelchairs, including specially customized ones for children living with cerebral palsy, to walking frames, crutches, white canes, and walking sticks.
We are not just handing over items. We are affirming dignity, unlocking potential, and saying loudly and clearly, no one is being left behind in Machakos County. I see you. I hear you. I am with you. Your rights, your care, your protection, and your well-being are deeply rooted in my heart and firmly embedded in the priorities of my administration.
But mobility was only one part of the story. Governor Wavinya's administration has significantly ramped up educational support for differently abled learners. Data presented at the event revealed a sharp rise in bursary allocations for PWD students over the past 3 years.
We are investing in education for differently abled children, nurturing creativity, talent, and innovation, especially in ICT. We have set aside special fund for the assistive devices, education, vocational training, and economic empowerment items. We are building the capacity of PWD groups by empowering them with tools for self-governance, conflict resolutions, and resource mobilizations in these tough economic times. We have established the Machakos Persons with Disability Board.
In addition to education and mobility support, Governor Wavinya's administration has rolled out a series of programs to further support the PWD community.
Through our health department, we have ensured continuous disability assessment at Machakos Level 5 with Mondays set aside for ENT and Wednesdays for other disabilities.
Calling for unity in action, Governor Wavinya appealed to county departments, the private sector, and development partners to work collectively towards building a more inclusive Machakos.
I am calling on every department in this county to step up. We need full collaboration in planning, implementation, monitoring, and in delivering real results for the PWD community in Machakos County.
Reporting for Catholic Focus, my name is Susan Bulemi.
And that's all we had for this edition of Catholic Focus. Thank you for watching. I'm Maureen Kimani, and our signed language interpreter has been Charity Ngema. Until next time, stay informed with Capuchin TV.
Keep watching Capuchin TV, your staunchly Catholic identity channel. You are watching Capuchin TV. For any complaints, comments, or compliments on our programming, you can either write to us on info@capuchintv.co.ke or you can call us directly on 0717 424 866. Your complaint shall be addressed within 7 days. Remember to keep a copy of your communication with us. Keep watching Capuchin TV, your Catholic identity.